Hello, I'm Technical Sergeant Ashley Fuhr, your local Air Force recruiter. I'm recording this video to provide you some information about the opportunities the Air Force has to offer so you can make an informed decision about your future. But before we get into all of that, I'd just like to take a minute to share a little bit about who I am and why I joined the Air Force. I have been in the Air Force for 16 years. I've been stationed in places like Hawaii, Germany, Illinois, Massachusetts, and now here in Ohio. I am married and we have an 11-year-old son, and on our spare time, we enjoy working out and traveling the world. So I grew up in a small town in Montana, and between my junior and senior year, I was really trying to decide what I was going to do and where I was going to go. College had always been the goal. However, I really started to struggle with being in a classroom and wanting to continue that route. So I decided to explore different options. And that led me to going to visit my local Air Force recruiter to get some information and get some idea of what the Air Force had to offer. When I was told that they would provide me all the training that was required, pay for school, and help me become independent and create real opportunities for myself, I jumped at the opportunity and joined the Air Force. At that time, I really was just mostly excited that I could go somewhere and do something after graduation. But I didn't know is that joining the Air Force, not only was I going to find a career, I was able to meet my husband, and I have traveled to places that I only ever dreamed of as a child. Before becoming a recruiter, my job was air transportation. This job is where we're responsible for moving passengers and cargo around the world, and some of my experiences during that job include meeting former First Lady Laura Bush, traveling to Midway Atoll, supporting former Secretary of State John Kerry, and also coordinating the movement and loading of the Orion space capsule test equipment to ensure that it would safely be able to return. I've loved every bit of my Air Force journey, and I'm excited to be here to help you. And with that, let's get started. In today's video, I'm just going to talk a little bit about Air Force education and training, your Air Force pay, and how you can travel with the Air Force. I know some of you may be considering going to college, but have you considered how you're going to pay for it? According to U.S. News and Forbes, the average student loan debt is over $30,000, and it continues to rise each year. Upon enlistment in the Air Force, you are enrolled into the Community College of the Air Force, where you start earning an associate's degree in your career field. The Air Force also provides tuition assistance up to 100% for you to use to achieve your associate's degree or a degree in any field you choose. As if that wasn't enough, you also are eligible for the post 9/11 GI Bill, which provides you 100% college tuition plus a housing allowance. As you can see, the Air Force allows you to continue your education without going into debt. For those of you that might not be going to college, another avenue available through the Air Force is the type of training that is provided. The Air Force training sets you up not only for success while you are serving, but it also provides you highly sought after skills and expertise that many employers are looking for. The first bit of training you receive is basic military training at Lackland Air Force Base in San Antonio, Texas. This is 8.5 weeks of training where you learn the fundamental skills necessary to be successful in the Air Force. Skills include military discipline, physical fitness, and customs and courtesies, to name a few. While basic training is demanding and challenging, you'll succeed in gaining self-confidence and lifelong friends. From basic training, you go on to technical training in one of over 140 career fields. This training is like vocational schools, only it's completely free. All Air Force technical schools are accredited by the Southern Association of College and Schools, and course lengths vary from 6 to 72 weeks depending on the career field, and during this time, you are earning college credits towards your associate's degree at an accelerated rate. Training doesn't just stop after you complete technical school. When you arrive at your first base, you'll receive on-the-job, hands-on training to refine your skills and prepare you to be successful while you are serving in the Air Force. Now, you're probably thinking, free education and training, that's great, but how do I afford to live? In the Air Force, you're also receiving a paycheck. So if you really think about it, when you first start out, you're getting paid to go to training that is completely free. Let's just take a look at some Air Force pay information. Your annual salary in the United States Air Force is about $40,000, including all of your pay, allowances, and compensation. If you compare this to the annual median income around in the United States, you make about $6,000 more. So let's just break that down and look at 1 month, what 1 month of pay looks like. You start out with your base pay. This is the only taxable part of your income. Then, in addition, you receive allowances for housing and for food to help you pay for rent and pay for your groceries. Let's take a moment and consider this. Do you know any companies out there that are going to pay you a monthly salary and then on top of that salary provide you with additional money to pay for rent and food? In all my research, I have not found any that will do that. I'd like to take a moment and just compare a budget between an entry-level civilian career versus an Air Force career. So to start, this is our basic monthly budget with some of the most common bills you may see. The average hourly pay in Ohio is about $16 an hour. To be considered full-time, you would work 40 hours a week. Take that 40 hours a week and you multiply it by 4 weeks, and your monthly pay before taxes is $2,560. Out comes your taxes, which is about 20%, and you're left with $2,048 to pay your bills with. So you take out your medical insurance, your rent, your utilities, your groceries, your car payment and insurance, your gas, cell phone bill, entertainment, including things like haircuts, going out to dinner, going to the movies, etc. And you're left with about $228 left for your savings. So let's compare that to the pay of an airman. For this, we're going to use the E3 pay. Your monthly pay is $2,042. After taxes, $1,633. Well, you take out your health and dental insurance and your rent and utilities, all of which are free in the Air Force. Then you're going to add in $372 to cover your groceries, and then go on to pay the rest of your bills between your car payment, your car insurance, your gas, cell phone, and entertainment. And you are left with about $1,230 in your savings account. With that extra money, you could save it up or go out and get that new hunting or fishing equipment that you were looking for, or maybe even plan that vacation you've always dreamed of. Speaking of vacation, let's talk about how the Air Force provides you the opportunity to see the world. As you can see here, the Air Force has bases located throughout the United States, including Alaska and Hawaii, in Europe in places like England, Germany, and Italy, as well as in Northwest Asia in locations such as Japan and South Korea. Any one of these locations you could be stationed at, and during your time in the Air Force, when you move around between bases, the Air Force is going to pay for all of your moving expenses. But you don't just have to travel just to move to a new base. Your other option of travel is through temporary duty. Temporary duty means that you're going to another base for a short period of time, whether for training or even to conduct the mission. And when you go to these locations, the Air Force pays for your travel and lodging expenses, and also gives you per diem, which is some extra money to help cover the cost of meals and other expenses that you may experience while you are traveling. Travel for training and work is not the only way to get out and see the world, though. You can use your vacation time, and you can use options like HOPS, Help Our People Save, where you can get on an Air Force plane and fly to almost anywhere in the world for free. I'm sure now you're sitting there thinking, some of your opportunities sound great, but there's got to be a catch. The only catch, so to speak, is that you need to meet the following qualifications. Be between the ages of 17 with parental consent and 39, have a high school diploma, have a qualifying ASVAB score or Armed Service Vocational Aptitude Battery of 31 or above, commit to a 4 to 6 year contract, and complete 8.5 weeks of basic military training. Joining the Air Force is more than just joining the military. It is a chance to continue your education, have a career, and see the world. If you're interested in learning more about the Air Force, you can call or text me, find me on Facebook or Instagram. You can also check out airforce.com or download the Aim High app.